Hello, welcome to the Gaming Facebook Gaming Roundup for the 12th of August. And as always on these podcasting journeys, I've got my stalwart, Nigel. Say hello, Nigel.
Hello. Hello, everyone.
Right, look at that. I've got the side right. Awesome. So, as I always ask, what you been playing?
Nothing. I've been away.
Yes, that's
nothing.
all.
Nothing. I wish I had been, but nothing. Unfortunately, played a little bit of DOC again, but that's nothing new. So,
okay, I've been playing XCOM, War of the Chosen, I think it's called. It's an add-on for XCOM. It was going for £6. No, it wasn't. It was going for £12 on a sale, and I had a £5 voucher. So I didn't pay full price for it, actually, because I'm tight like that.
Of course you didn't.
World's tightest gamer. Right. Well, with the obligatory introductions out of the way, let's move on to our first one. No Man's Sky. Remember No Man's Sky? We were talking about Disney a moment ago, and No Man's Sky released pretty much the same day we got on a plane and went to Florida together. But No Man's Sky is celebrating its 5th and extremely eventful year since being launched. And developer Hello Games has served up a tiny tease for the exploratory space sim's next big update, Frontiers, as part of its festival. I can read it. It's the first thing. Got it in the old man vision on the screen. So yeah, they put a little trailer together of like kind of it from launch to where it is. They didn't leave any of the bits where everyone was like kind of, where have they gone? Have we been done for this? But yeah, here it is. We'll just put that up to mid there. So yeah, I remember when they showed it off with the PlayStation 4.
I like this bit. This bit here, them doing the little chats, and the music was a bit weird. I sat there going, "Hang on a minute, is someone ringing me?" And I'm kind of like,
yes,
yeah, this was them when they were making the games and celebrating going gold.
Yes, and then
as you go through
all the lovely updates that they put through. I'm just going to dial it down just a wee bit. Yeah, all the lovely updates that they gave us some great updates in here.
They fixed a lot of bugs, and they fixed a lot of things. And this bit here,
all the people spooging over Next when Next came out.
Yeah.
It's one of those.
What Next was.
Next was it came to the Xbox. They put a load of stuff in there, including VR, and they tidied up a lot of things. And then they came up with the Abyss, so you could do thingy. Then there's the other bits. There's VR.
There's VR,
for example. Yeah. Third person was one of the things they put in. No Man's Sky Beyond. And then they got the Exomech one, where you got the giant mechs, which are cool. Added in living ships, Desolation, with the crash freighters and bits on there. Origins, which I haven't played, I'll be honest with you, when it comes to Origins. I think they put it out. I played a bit of it, and then pumped it up to the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox X series and bits like that. And I'll be honest with you, it's a rags to riches kind of thing for them. They did good, I'll be honest with you. And whenever I hear that the developers screwed something up, always reminds me of what the team at Hello Games did, where they went and they listed down all their problems and all the things that they promised, and then they just started improving upon it. And they got Frontiers coming now. Hopefully, it'll be something cool, something exciting for us to.
Free update for existing players, and what can you? I mean, right. When we bought the game, we bought it off a premise that we would be able to find each other and play and go together. When we got back off our holiday, we jumped on the game, excited to play with each other, and we simply couldn't. No matter how much we tried, we couldn't find. And even when we were in the same solar system, in the same place, we couldn't see each other. And then we realised it was a bit of a lie. However, that was just the tip of it. There was so much wrong with the game, so much missing. I think they were forced to release so early because the hype was
it was a mixture of the hype. It was a mixture of the fact that they had Sony backing them up for all their marketing, and then there was the fact that their studios got flooded and they had to start from scratch all over again. Which wasn't good.
And they were in such a bad place, so they were getting so many returns, cancel. I think Sony was at first saying, "You're not having a refund," but eventually they sort of tweaked their policy to allow refunds on the game because they realized quite how broken it was and quite how missold it was, and that was a big thing. However, from that point, and that's probably as low as you can get in a video game, where people are getting refunds because it were missold a product and it just simply wasn't working as intended and all that stuff. From there to where they are now, that is how you fix a game.
Yes, and that's what
not charging for them.
That's the other thing too. It's when Cyberpunk came out and everyone was bitching and moaning about Cyberpunk. I was like, kind of, there's two ways they can deal with it. They can deal with it as EA did with Anthem, just bury their head in the sand and just go. Pff. Or they can do what No Man's Sky is: pull up your sleeves, get your pen and paper out, work out what's wrong, and get fixing it bit by bit until the whole thing's right.
And then exceed and go.
Yeah. See, Bilfer put this up. He turned and goes, "Hey, BioWare/EA, check out No Man's Sky example on how you correct a mistake," and he's absolutely spot on for that. There's no two ways about it. That's how you correct a mistake. You just figure out what you did wrong and get it sorted. So yeah, I think it's I would describe it as a success story. A very odd, good comeback story.
They have like a phoenix out of the ashes. They were on fire at one point. My only criticism was they did go radio silent.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone was saying all this stuff, and there was all the returns and everything going on. They went silent. There was nothing coming out of the suit, nothing at all. And they said nothing. That's my only criticism. They should have said, "We will fix it. We're working on it. Please stick with us," etc. Just something. Yeah. They said nothing.
Yeah,
not even the smallest little hint.
They went radio silent for a reason. One, they didn't open up their mouths and create more fucking issues, because that's where most of the problems from No Man's Sky came from. Was they're not shutting their gobs, especially Sean Murray on interviews with people. That was the first thing. So they said, right, all the stuff just goes through one person. No one gets to look at anything. Do not look at social media. Do not look at anything. Games magazine. Just you concentrate on fixing the game. Yeah, and then that's what they did. I think it's a success story. I think it's probably deserving of a Hollywood film. You have the sports team, and he was made a dramatic comeback in the final. Deserving of a Hollywood film like that. Anyway, talking about one success, we'll go on to something that's not quite a success. Right, PlayStation Plus has lost a huge number of subscriptions. Recent data released by Sony reveals that PlayStation Plus has seen a major decline in subscriptions this year, with there being a potential there being potential multiple factors. I'm going to just rephrase that because my mouth wouldn't respond. I think did I mark it out in the notes? Sorry, I read this and I marked it out in the notes. Yeah, Sony's published its Q1 financial results here recently, where Sony had reported a total number of PS Plus subscribers at 46.3 million, compared with the most recent 2 quarters. This means that over 1 million PS Plus subscriptions have been lost. This is the weird thing: is if this has happened, I think this is probably Xbox cutting in a bit with the old subscriptions, and then there's probably I don't play enough online games to warrant it, because PlayStation's more the home of the single player game, more so than Xbox. Yeah,
I think you're probably right there with the whole. I'm not really playing online anymore, and the exclusive games they're not online, are they? Really, typically. So
No, like
God of
Returnal.
War, Returnal, yeah. And Ghost of Tsushima, single player. Horizon
Spider-Man.
Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, all single player games.
Oh, great
and
games.
and all fantastic. Love it. Don't need PS Plus for it. And it's not like Sony are really trying to keep you paying for PS Plus with decent free games each month, because they've been a bit lackluster.
See, the thing is, I understand the PS5 games being lackluster, but the PS4 games you should have a bit more choice and stuff in. If that makes any sense. And then the other thing too is that they're not. How could I put it? They're not properly competing with the Games Pass, which is one of those things.
Yeah, there's going to be a load of people who have bought an Xbox Series console, either the S or the X, who are using who've gone through what we've done, and you get the Game Pass Ultimate with it, and that is just the best value in gaming, as far as I'm concerned. And why would you then want the PS Plus to do the same?
Here comes the weird thing with Games Pass, yeah, and you need to learn. This is what was learned from when music went to streaming, yeah. So you have all this music on streaming, and the artists aren't making as much money from album sales because they're not selling CDs. They may sell the odd LP here and there, but that's for the collectors, for those diehards. And then they're finding this with movies at the moment when you've got these Disney Plus releases, and they're finding it now. They're probably finding it with games too. So when you've got someone like your big publishers like Call of Duty's, Activision sort of thing, these having them as a part of a digital subscription is probably not what they want, because it will how can I put it? They won't get the same amount of cash that you would be from actual sales. And that's how it's always been. Music drops off, movies are currently now dropping off, and it will happen with video games sooner or later. But it'll probably be later because they're larger chunks of data, and it's a bit more involved in comparison. So music less involved, movies involved, games really involved when it kind of comes to these sort of things. And it's a bit sad because why I say sad for games, because we might not get those big kind of meaty releases and stuff that we got when we got AAA games. Unfortunately, AAA space isn't quite where we want it at the moment. And I think the other example, actually, saying that, the other example is PC games. Yeah, PC games went through a complete dip when you got the 360 and the PS3 come out. And part of that is they were moving, at that point, they were moving pretty much onto Steam. So all the games are pretty much coming out through Steam. So they weren't being sold to retail. So they disappeared from the high street. Therefore, they disappeared from the kind of public consciousness. And then it was only kind of the die-hard, the PC master race, as they like to call themselves, were that interested in it. And it's one of those things. It's a little sad. But coming back to the PS Plus thing, you're right. They do have to offer some more exciting things on there, even if they're PS4 exciting games on there. So, Ghost of Tsushima is a good one. They could put Killzone Shadowfall on there and have the multiplayer free for everyone to try for a couple of months. They could be doing stuff like that. Halo, I think, is when they have their multiplayer is going to come out. I don't even think you need a gold subscription to play that multiplayer, which is great because they want as many people on it because they're going to be fleecing you with microtransactions. But hey ho.
Well, what I'd like to see is a few more first-party games from Sony on the PS Plus. I've probably got a load of them. However, a load of people won't have them, especially new adopters to the PS5. It'll be great for them to be able to experience that and make it worthwhile having a PS5, really, by playing these first-party exclusives. I mean, they could start just... We have recently had the Uncharted. I think it was a trilogy that they put on there.
Yes, that was a good one.
I mean,
like
all of a sudden, they've got a good catalog. They could do it.
They were great, and they were remastered so in high resolution. So it's annoying because you want them. I like Capcom remasters. If you ever look at Capcom remaster, they are properly built back up from the ground up, and they update everything, all the game mechanics and everything to kind of match. Not that Uncharted needs much update in regards to that, but it would have been would have been nice. Anyway, we were talking about theme parks, so I think we'll talk about some more theme parks. That'll do. Nintendo World. This is Nintendo World in Japan, part of Universal Studios. Suspends ride as Goomba's statue breaks free and plummets to the ground. Just as well, they said it wasn't a thwomp. If you know anything about Mario bits, yes. I think we've got some person on Twitter managed to get something there. I'll just play the sound of it here.
Yeah, I think
so it looks like it's fallen off the bit up the top there. But it's just a crikey. That's a heavy. That's got to be heavy. It's 4 people lifting it. So there's 4 people lifting it next to the thing. Nintendo World looks cool in Japan. I've seen videos of it. I've seen some Yankee Doodle Dandy go around there and like Scanny's magic band thing that he has to play a online game.
Yeah, you got the blocks that you can punch and the tap, and it's very, very well themed.
Oh, it's really well themed. I can't. The Floridian version will probably be much better, I imagine. So they They were forced to suspend several rides after the Goomba character stacked it, shall we say?
Yeah, quite lucky it fell where it did. It is quite close to one of the tracks. It looks like it's one of those slow moving tracks. So not quite as bad as if it was a fast moving one and it fell in the track and it would cause chaos. At least they'd be able to stop the ride quicker if it did fall in the track. They're quite lucky, really. They got away with it. Something's gone on there with the installation for it to. It hasn't been up long.
No, it hasn't been up that long. It's just it's fortunate these things do happen, but it's fortunate no one was hurt. And it's sort of fortunate it wasn't a thwomp because that's in character with the sprite, shall we say, from the game. So getting belted by one of them. Anywho, let's move on to our next one, which ironically because this one's Sega. Idris Elba cast as Knuckles. Knuckles, that's my throat there. Idris Elba cast as Knuckles in the Sonic movie sequel. I kidney believe it. Sorry, it's a really bad thing. There's a tweet from Idris Elba with knock knock, Sonic movie 2, Knuckles. I'll be honest with you, it's been quite good recently for Idris Elba. He's pretty much been in quite a few decent films. Sonic was one of those ones where the how can I put it, the people listened when they said, "Oh my god, what have you done to Sonic?" And then they went back and made him more cartoony.
Sonic looked just weird, didn't he?
Oh god, yes.
He looked freaky weird. Not like, oh, I don't recognize that Sonic. That was just, I can see that sort of Sonic, but it looks like it should have been drawn like a 5-year-old, and they've gone, yes, that is what I want. I'm glad they listened.
They looked like they skinned Sonic and they put him on as a skin suit. That's how bad it was.
Have you ever seen like an owl where its feathers have been taken away and it looks fucking alien? That was Sonic in the first instance. It didn't look like Sonic. I'm glad they listened and they reworked it. And when we saw the next things, that was Sonic, wasn't it? It was like, going back to the roots and the source material. And that's why people love Sonic, because he's this little cutesy little hedgehog. And that's what he needs to be.
That was the last film I watched before the pandemic. I almost hit someone at work's wife with the door as I was going back into the cinema. Because she went to, I pulled it as she was leaning on it. Well, not pulled it, almost caused her to go flat. It was just, oh my God. I was just like, oh. So, yeah. I haven't spoken to him much. Good job the pandemic happened in between, so we can forget that. But Sonic. My son really liked the Sonic movie. I like the Sonic movie. It had a lot of kind of heart and stuff. It wasn't too complicated. Nice and simple. And Jim Carrey, I was going to say Idris Elba. Jim Carrey, Idris Elba was so good. He was in that pretending to be Jim Carrey, who's pretending to be Dr. Robotnik. Jim Carrey didn't grate on me that much in it. He was entertaining. He did kind of make it. My son enjoyed the hell out of it. Not sure. I think he's kind of grown away from Sonic a little bit, but we'll find out when it pops out because he'll probably want to go and see it. I don't mind going to see it. It'll be fun. So yes, that's good. So let's go to our next story. Right, this is one you sent me. The Amiga 500 Mini is on the way. It's Commodorable. I didn't write that. That wasn't me. That's not a joke that I made. Okay?
You did not pun that. Oh my god.
I did not pun that.
No, you just read it off the screen there. Yeah.
Oh, right. Hang on a second. Just to follow up, yeah. Bilford says, I'm forever damaged after Googling featherless owl.
You see? Not what you think it would look like.
One I like is hairless gorilla. Dude, they're like swole.
They're tonk,
absolutely terrifying. Anyway, let's get back on track. After a few years after the mini console boom has come, and the turn of another classic system, the Amiga, similar to the C64 Mini, which Retro Gaming Limited also produced. This is a reimagining of the 16-bit Commodore personal computer, touting emulation of the original A500 chipset and the advanced graphics architecture AGA of the later Amiga model, the A1200.
Yes.
Yes, so they're touting it off, and it's like kind of because you were after a games list.
I've got unfortunately, that's not the full.
I know, but I've got you some games.
It's some.
We can check it out in a minute. So it comes. The A Mini comes with both a mouse and a gamepad, as well as supporting plug-in standard keyboard over USB.
Yes.
Yes. No keyboard.
No. So obviously it's going to be too small. I think it's going to be too small to actually have a working keyboard. So you're going to have to plug in a USB keyboard. But the mouse is likely and looks to be the right size. I just hope it is they modify a little bit, using a laser instead of the trackball that the original.
Oh, no, you want the trackball and you want to pick all the crap off it after a month. You get the rollers and it's like all of a sudden it's not working. You just pick it. It's like a elastic band's worth of crap around it.
Oh yeah, lovely. And that controller there actually is from the A32.
I thought it was from the CD console they did.
Yeah, that's the A32. It was literally just about the same size as a CD thing, but yeah, that's the controller that they had. So the good thing is you can plug in your own keyboard, because there was a bunch of games on the Amiga that you used a keyboard for.
Yeah.
So these games here, ATR was good. All-terrain racing, another.
All right, so hang on a second. Let's just start off. Right, Alien Breed 3D.
You might like that.
I think I played the original Alien Breed. It was a top-down one.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
The original one, I'm sure, was a top-down one, because it was like this game down here, the Chaos Engine.
Yes. Now the Chaos Engine, decent. It's like top-down shooter in the directions, almost like a twin-stick shooter. You pick them up, do little things. Yeah, good little game.
And then we got Another World, which was the I preferred. Well, it's not Fade to Black.
It was sort of like a platformer. Flashback. Yeah.
Flashback was the one I preferred to Another World. Another World was the lasery shooty one with the beasties. ATR All-Terrain Racing, don't remember that one. Battle Chess, I remember Battle Chess, played that on the old 386s in the library. Cadaver, never heard of that. Kickoff 2.
Kickoff 2 was a decent football game. Not American football, people. Soccer for you guys.
Pinball Dreams. Simon the Sorcerer, I've heard of it, but that's about it.
That is a point-and-click adventure game, very much like the Monkey Island series, and it's a good game. Simon Sorcerer.
But Speedball 2.
Yes,
Now,
fantastic game.
Blood Bowl, which was a offshoot for Warhammer.
It's sitting, yeah. So you got your goals, like one at the top, one at the bottom, and it's just basically pass your ball around, take out the opponents, and score goals by throwing it in.
Yeah,
that's a good little fun game.
Yeah,
and obviously you've got Worms, and then Zool being the platformer for the Amiga. It was Sonic, essentially. A Sonic or Mario game, you know?
Yeah. It says that it's got 60 to 50 screen refresh with a CRT filter for various scaling options. So you can have it looking like an old monitor. Wow.
So well, okay. So the good thing about this one is the fact that it's using the A1200 AGA, Advanced Graphic Architecture, much better than what you had on the A500. A little bit more power, you know. So that's great. Now, the main thing for me is, even if the games I like are not on this, it allows you to use WHD load, which, if you legally, if you own a game and you've got it on your little emulator WHD load, you could pop it in that and play it. Just, you don't need your PC.
Yeah.
But you just play it through emulation on this.
Now we have a very good friend who is really into his retro consoles, especially his Specky.
Yeah.
And I imagine the first question he would be asking is, can I load a floppy disk onto the damn thing? I don't think you can, but I was just going to ask a question because I know that's the kind of thing that he likes, because he's got the Specky old Spectrum thing, and he can load things up from tape. It's amazing to think that we used to do it from tape. Disc makes sense, but tape doesn't.
Yeah, with my Amiga, obviously, you've got the disc that if you scroll up a tiny bit.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, on the So on the side here, you can see on the right hand side, you can see that's where a little disc drive was, and that's where you used to pop your disc in. But you could also, on the back, there was a little attachment that you could have. You could have an external drive, and so you could copy from one or the other, or most likely use it to have your second disc in, so it would check both drives, so you don't have to swap discs quite as often. Monkey Island, oh my word, Monkey Island! I think Monkey Island 3 had 12 discs.
I had a mate who had an Amiga 500, and he proclaimed it was the bollocks. Yeah,
it was great.
And then I had a friend who had a PC. Turns out, no, it's not. He was like, I've got a PC. No, it's not.
Yeah, to be it was decent for the time. I think it's one of the things. I think the A600, which I had, probably sent Commodore down, but never mind. £119, £120.
£120, yes, £120, $140, €130 roughly.
If I consider, interesting. It is very interesting. I know there's purists out there who will go, nope, these mini consoles are a scourge on humanity. Just own the original. I've been trying to own an original A600 for quite a while now, and I keep getting priced out at 100, 180, 200, 250 pounds. If I just buy this and then get the games that I own onto the WHD load, bosh, I'm playing the games.
Yes.
And I've got what I wanted. So there is a market for it, clearly. I really do like my mini SNES, and because I never really owned one. Now I can have one of these.
Yes. I know you've been trying to get an A600 for a while, because I think Babster was trying to help you out at one point, trying to get hold of that bad boy, but no, it didn't work out. It's quite what we wanted.
very
Okay.
worthwhile keeping an eye out. Hopefully they'll release an even bigger list of games shortly, but I don't think it's due out until next year, about March time, so 2022.
Well, you'll finally be able to get your Amiga 500. Maybe not the way you were planning on.
Not the way I was planning. You never know. You never know. I might have found one by then that is in decent condition and not too expensive. We will see.
And on that note, right. Activision Blizzard. The nonsense just keeps on going on. I'm tracking this story because I kind of want to get to like a whole kind of complete understanding of it at the moment. Got so many things, but apparently Activision Blizzard's executive and former Bush admin torture tactics defender Frances Townsend has deleted her Twitter account. How bad can the person who defended George Bush using torture tactics to prevent terrorism in the United States, does it have to be at Activision Blizzard, or Blizzard, sorry, for her to delete her Twitter account? Seriously, this is a person who went, no, water torch is fine. What's it called it when they put the flannel on your face and they simulate drowning? Waterboarding, yeah. How bad? Seriously, man. When I read that, I was just like,
do you know though? I was reading this earlier, and they gave some example of the way people have been just asking simple questions to her, and she just simply blocking them rather than answering the question. they're not even remotely offensive in any sort of way, but she simply goes block. You go, okay.
That sounds like Steve Shives. There's a YouTuber online, yeah. I've known, and it's like, have you been blocked by Steve Shives? Yeah. And I've been blocked by Steve Shives, and I've never interacted with the guy. I watched this video, and I went, I'm going to check to see if I'm blocked by Steve Shives. I was blocked by Steve Shives, so I can understand some of this. It's, oh my god, I'm just trying to.
Never heard of him. How do I find this guy? Do I find? I
can't find him because I'm blocked by him. See if you're blocked by Steve Shives. You're probably not blocked by Steve Shives.
I'm going to check our Monkey Nut Punch.
Monkey Nut Punch might be, because we're probably following someone that doesn't like someone. Okay, but it's this getting. I think we're seeing the end of Blizzard, not Activision. Activision will stay around, but I think Blizzard is going down. They lost one of the Diablo person who's supposed to be working on Diablo 4.
Yeah,
he's gone. And he was this guy. I can't remember. Wasn't a quite thing. This is like watching a car crash in slow motion. It's terrible. This. I can't look. Right, I can understand. This is why you have to be professional at work. If you're professional at work, you never have to worry about any of this shit ever. And that's the truth.
It is.
Yeah. Exactly. And if you're not professional, get it sorted there and then, and have all the parties agree to it, and make sure they're all happy. But that's being professional again. So be professional at work. That's all I ask. It's like I hear stories of people saying that, oh, I can't behave at work like I do at home. You don't behave the same at work as you do at home.
It's a professional setting, isn't it?
Yeah. You're supposed to. You're paid to do a job and get the job done. You get the job done. You try and make as many people happy as long along the route ever. And I think it maybe some of this is a lack of professionalism, and they don't see themselves as this. They made a lot of money quickly, but it's you're right. I'm just flicking down this thing here. Let me pop it back up. And she's just got every voice matters. It's the Activision's kind of corporate thing that they say. You've been blocked. And then what was the other one? Oh, every voice matters. Blocked.
Official member of the Blocked by Fran Club.
Yes, but Steve Shives was famous for that. A famous YouTuber for blocking people, not for his YouTube videos, but for the fact that he just would block everyone, every opportunity he got, because he wasn't really interested in having any kind of discourse with anyone. What's flashing? I think my light's going. Oh well.
Uh-oh.
I hope it doesn't. Let's just pray that it doesn't set off anyone's epilepsy. And on that note, let's move on to our next story. That'll do. Fan-made portable PS2 looks incredible, but you can't buy it.
No.
So, someone has managed to create a portable PS2, one capable of running games exactly how the original console would have. After the PlayStation Portable and Vita, it looks like Sony has no plans to tap into the handheld market going anytime soon. If it ever does, though, perhaps it would take a few pointers from Ginger of Oz. So they sound Australian straight away, and they sound ginger. So they'll probably get replaced in Hollywood by someone because they don't like gingers in Hollywood. A YouTuber who makes portable video game console. He's made portable Wii's before. I think I've seen this guy. I'm sure I've seen him make an Xbox One S.
I think he does make. He makes various handheld consoles out of normal consoles.
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you, it does look rather nice.
Looks pretty good quality, doesn't it? To be fair to him. So the handheld thing, the case itself is 3D printed.
That's a great thing with 3D.
I watched some of the video of this one that he made, and he 3D prints it. He checks out what components he needs to fit in. He takes an old PS2 and he lops the bits off it he doesn't need and doesn't impact on the thing, and he fits it in and all that sort of stuff. Quite clever. Then he makes sure that the headphone socket, he's got a headphone socket that works, the volume buttons, all that sort of thing. It's quite a decent, decent thing to do, actually.
Yeah. It's a chunky monkey.
Yeah.
It's a real chunky,
like a big steak.
It's like a big fit. But I suppose he's probably put a pretty hefty battery in there. But just looking at some of the pictures and stuff, it looks really cool. I just realized something. I wasn't sharing that screen. Bugger. Let me try again. Sorry, because I opened new Twitter and a new page, not on the same page.
Oh, okay. No, yes, we're seeing the.
There you go. So here we go. So we've got the things here. So we've got some bits here. So we've got it with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, the weird rolling game, Persona 4, and there you go. Chunky monkey.
It's big, isn't it? You can see the port on the bottom right. That is for headphones, and the volume buttons next to it. So, and then he's got a working LED light on the back. So when you plug it in for power, it tells you that it's starting to charge. It's really all very, very clever. Nice.
It does look, bro.
He's done well with that.
Yeah. He has done well. Needs to work on the back a little. I know it's something that no everyone's focused on the front and the back. I think the back needs a little work. You could just curve it round a bit, put some rubber bits on there, make it grippy.
Well, it's just for him, isn't it?
Yeah,
just for him and his YouTube channel.
I think we are done. We've done our stories for this week.
Yeah, and it's nice to finish on a nice little cheery end note, I think.
Yeah. I did the Activision one, and then I wanted to find another kind of happier story. I like to talk about nice stuff. You know, portable Amiga 500, pretty cool. Portable PS2, pretty cool. Yeah, I think that they're cool. Idris Elba getting more work. I'm actually glad it's not Tom Hardy, because if it's Tom Hardy, he'd be voicing 2 characters and collecting 2 paychecks. Because you know he loves double dipping.
He loves the double dip.
He does.
And thank you very much, Buffer.
Yes.
Always a pleasure to have you with us.
Yes, it's always a pleasure to have you with us. And one day we'll find out who you are and track you down. I'm joking.
You on the show.
But we do appreciate you watching.
Yeah.
We do appreciate you watching. Anyway, it's going to be goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
And we'll catch you next week with another Gaming Roundup. Bye.
Bye.